welcome to Heart Space Education. My name's Lauren. A little video from the car today. I have my little toddler asleep in the back seat, and now's a great time for me to post a video. So today we're going to be talking about unhelpful thinking styles and the importance of knowing what they are in order to be able to recognize it when we're actually utilizing unhelpful thinking styles. So the more we can become aware of when we're thinking like that, the better it will be for us to be able to learn new ways of thinking and more positive ways of thinking. So the first type of unhelpful thinking I would like to talk about is when we create a mental filter. So it's when we're actually looking at a situation through a filter, and often it's a negative one. So looking back on a situation and only remembering the negative aspects of that situation. An example of that might be that you look back on a past relationship and only see all of the negative parts of that relationship. Or it might be something as simple as receiving some constructive feedback from a boss, but only thinking about the negatives when there were actually positives involved as well. We do this a lot, and it's a lot easier for us to remember negatives than it is for us to think about the positives and remember the positives in a situation. Unfortunately, it's just the way our brains' default modes seem to be. So, but there is hope, because the more you're able to recognize when you're doing it, the more control you have of bypassing it, I guess, and finding a different way of looking at that situation. I forgot to mention too, a good example of when we use a mental filter is when we're depressed. We talk about those metaphors like, being followed around by the black dog, or that it feels like a cloud's just over our heads the whole time when we are experiencing depression. Like when somebody's depressed, they will tend to only see the negatives. And for me, when I can feel an episode of depression coming along, I need to make sure that I don't watch the news, because there's so many sad stories on the news, and when I'm depressed, I can't handle it. Using strategies like having a break from the news, or having a break from social media, these kinds of things can really help when we're struggling with our mental filter. And there are lots of different ways that we can do this, and I'll actually show you an art therapy technique that you can use when you have identified that you are adopting this unhelpful thinking style. So stay tuned, and I'll make sure I upload an art therapy activity for you to do to help with this unhelpful thinking style. Thank you.